Good evening and welcome to the Extra Yard. No Michael Christian. He will be here eventually. He's doing something. Hopefully it's not playing tennis because that's only for losers. Joining me to my right is Royal A. Shepherd. Below me is Juan Cardona. We will be joined by two special guests as well. One of them is already known by the crew and they will not say who it is until they do show up. And the other one has just joined down below in... And I know Royal can see it because Royal has producer powers now.
I have no
joining
idea.
us as well for tonight's show. The man himself, the brand that we all know as
Wong Dong Tigers. Meow.
Kendall will be joining us tonight
good,
as
kid?
well. So we will have Kendall. We will have another special guest coming on, and then Michael Christian will join us eventually. We do have a lot to talk about on the show tonight. I'm not sure if we will specifically get into what we're arguing about right now in the 5 Reasons Dolphins chat. We might, but we have a lot that we need to discuss. The first thing I will ask, and I'll ask it to Kendall first, how are we feeling? How is everybody doing? Kendall, how is everything?
I mean, just like the post game say, right before the next Heat game, the boy feeling good.
That is great.
I'm feeling
and joining us as well now, for those who want to continue on the surprise, is the godfather of Through YPC himself, Alfredo Arteaga.
Hey.
So we have Alf, Kendall. Like I said, Michael Christian will join us eventually. Alf, how are you feeling right now? Despite what we're arguing about in the chat.
I'm feeling better than a Justin Herbert's fourth quarter.
I'm feeling as great as the first 3 quarters then.
Jesus Christ. All right, Juan, I guess that goes to you. 19-15.
Is that really going to happen? That's crazy.
Today's Gad's birthday. Yes, indeed.
Happy birthday, bro.
Juan, how are you feeling? I see your name says Flores Coach of the Year, so I'm guessing it's overreaction season. But
absolutely,
again, despite what's happening in the chat, how are you feeling today?
I'm actually feeling pretty good, man. The Dolphins really, put a good effort out on the field. Everybody played good. There was, a couple miscommunications or bad plays, but surprisingly enough and happily enough, it wasn't from Tua, right? Mistake-free football from the number 1 passing defense, which is awesome. And Waddle finally popped a long one. And, we saw the full complement of him being the quote-unquote Jarvis type, but also having the speed to really break one and make them pay.
I feel like you have to be negative no matter what. Like, you have like a great statement and, Waddle finally did something.
That was
just can never...
No, time out. That was not a backhanded compliment. That was a full-on compliment.
But was it not?
No, it wasn't.
Was it not? All right.
He even before the show, he was being pretty good about this.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Well, Royal, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. In my maiden voyage into Dolphin fandom, this is the best stretch of football that I've seen. So I'm feeling pretty good. And like the last game was kind of culmination of that, where we saw actual solid complementary football. You got a special team score, defense played well, got the offense running a little bit, got a few touchdowns out of them. So I'm feeling pretty straight. You know what I mean? I got to see shades of what I hope to see a lot more of going into the future. So yeah, I'm straight.
So with our first topic today, we're going to be talking about the Dolphins versus Panthers game, and getting into kind of the overview of what we saw. Of course, we will get into the Giants game and everything in the next show on Thursday night, as that will be kind of our preview into the Giants game. But I'll start with you, Royal. We'll go back around in that way. Just obviously, Kai picked the Dolphins to win, so it is what it is. Got that dub there over all of you. Only ones picked them to win. You said that the Dolphins were going to go 2-2 in this 4-game stretch, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
They've so far already have their 2 wins. They have a game against the Giants. We'll talk about that on Thursday, and then against the Jets. Those should be theoretically wins. How are you feeling? What was some major, takeaways that you had from this Panthers game?
I'm pleasantly surprised. And I guess my major takeaway from this game was how Tua was able to, in a way, dominate one of the better pass defenses in the league. Like he got whatever he wanted, like in the early going, and he kept it up throughout the game. Obviously completing over 80% of his passes. Like he just like the way he was able to manipulate parts of that defense was pretty impressive to me. Like people could talk about, you know, the dink and dunk, whatever, but it worked for Tom Brady for years, and it worked for the Dolphins on Sunday. So overall, I'm feeling good. Like, I don't care if I'm wrong about my 2-2 prediction. That to me doesn't. I don't have any guns to stick to when it comes to this shit. Like, I'm just gonna say what I want, and hopefully, I'm going to predict the Dolphins to lose the next game too. Just that's a cat's out the bag.
You said that good things could happen to the Dolphins.
I said that when they were losing games, and I still believe that good things can happen to the Dolphins. But every time I predict them to lose a game in this stretch, they've won that bitch, and hopefully they keep doing that. So I'm going to predict them to lose again.
So maybe you should continue doing that. I agree. Alf, your takeaway, some of the biggest things that you came away with from this Panthers game.
It was a complete win, right? Like they completely eviscerated the Carolina Panthers, and I felt that it was going to be close, and we predicted it. We predicted wins all across the board. I saw you guys on the pregame show, and Michael picked Carolina to win 27-10
to blow them out.
Yeah, like that was pretty stupid, Michael. Okay.
I told him we were going to talk shit for the first 20 minutes too.
You know, that was a mistake.
We have Michael Christian. Now you're asking, who the fuck is Michael Christian?
Yeah, like that team wasn't going to blow out Miami. It was going to be a slugfest. I thought it was going to be a close game. I picked Miami to win. I believe it was, 24-21 or something like that.
I also did that as well.
Yeah, something like that. I picked it by a field goal. I said Jason Sanders would redeem himself. He didn't. He actually missed an extra point. But, you know, team played great. And Tua beat – that was the number one pass defense. And I don't care that it was the number one pass defense. I like to see the talent that a defense has. I don't care about the ranking. And that Carolina Panthers defense is absolutely loaded. If you think Miami's defense is kind of loaded with talent, Carolina's defense is like right there. They have just as much talent, and that secondary is probably better than Miami's. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I thought it was a great performance by Tua Tagovailoa, and our defense is coming on strong. And Cam Newton wasn't going to beat that defense. As I saw him throw even the bomb he hit to DJ Moore.
That was a throw that took his whole body.
That should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he had to really, really put something on that to get it out there. And it was on a busted coverage, but he got it out there. But you could just see it. As soon as his next possession after that one, you know, he just couldn't get it there. He has no arm left. Like, there's nothing left there. Too many injuries. And you could just see, it was one of the few times, and it was a pleasure, really, to watch a game. And even when it was 7-7, okay, I looked at the screen and I'm like, this is the win. Like, they can't lose here. My fear was if they were going to bring in P.J. Walker early and he was going to get his feet wet. That was my only fear. But at 7-7, I knew, okay, they're going to win. It's just a matter of by how much can they win.
Kai, I'm not going to let you continue to slander Alfredo Arteaga. I'm going to have a bone to pick with you, too. I'm not going to let y'all slander Cam Newton like this, now.
He's so mid, bro.
Bro, Cam
Newton has like a personal vendetta. I think it's because he left UF or did something at UF. I'm not sure.
I don't give a fuck about UF.
I think
he was beat out by Timothy Tebow, so.
I think the USFL starts next year. Cam could win MVP of that league.
Dude,
he could be
is that the one with the smaller field?
That's great that he's a former MVP of the NFL. He's still mid.
You know what's messed up? He can't win. He can't be the first guy ever to win the MVP in the USFL and the NFL because Steve Young already did that.
Oh, Steve Young.
Yeah.
I mean, he still could do it anyways. Not be the first.
Jim Kelly won an MVP in the USFL, but he didn't win one in the NFL. But yeah, Cam Newton, it's done. It's over. Like, if he wants to be a backup somewhere, he can do that.
Yeah, Royal, look, he can be a backup, man. Like, it's fine.
I'm not saying Cam Newton's a good quarterback. I'm just saying I don't like slander, bro. Like,
it's just he's mid, bro.
Not mid. He's below mid as a quarterback right now. But I'm just saying, like, y'all can't say that.
Okay, well, Kendall, you're, and we'll get into some other things as well. Like, we'll get into specific topics, but your kind of takeaway of this Panthers game, anything that stuck out to you that maybe isn't repeated by anyone else that's already spoken? Any new things?
For the first time, and I don't know how long, I'm gonna give the Dolphins offensive coordinator George Gossett credit. Like, being at the game, I saw things that I saw toss plays, and I'm like, Where the hell was this? I saw short yardage, Durham Smythe
Man.
twice, run up under center. I'm like, where the hell is this? And like we know that the Panthers have.
I got breaking news, guys.
Okay.
Manny Diaz is fired.
Ken Sajura, who he covers the ACC, he's plugged in. He has a little blue check mark, so you know everything he says is true. Georgia Tech and George Godsey looked into the possibility of him becoming the new offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. George Godsey has just turned down the job and is going to stay with the Miami Dolphins as co-offensive coordinator.
Oh, look, Kendall, right up your alley. What you were talking about.
Maybe I might have some sources too. Maybe that's why. No, but I like the game plan. I mean, usually the Dolphins don't do things that actually work for them, and for them to keep doing that tight the RPO with the tight end slipping out into the flat, it was just something good to see. They did it like 4 times until Durham Smythe got smacked inside the 5-yard line. I was glad to be there and see a complimentary football game in all 3 phases. I mean, from the jump, a block punt, the defense getting turnovers, sacks, and all over the place. We just looked like we did last year when we started streaking during the middle of the season, and it was a good one.
Someone just had some crazy stuff happen to their microphone. I don't know who that is specifically. Juan, anything that you want to touch on specifically, especially considering how much we talked about the defense, how much now we can try to praise the offense for what they've done. Oh wait, actually, Royal.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Josh Tito, for the $5 New Zealand dollars. He said Tua's gonna jizz all over the league. Okay.
My guy.
I mean, it's gonna be like a slow drip. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what it does to people. Like, never really like the big thunderous one. I don't know, bro. Appreciate you, brother.
How do I go up to
unlike Justin Herbert, who has erectile dysfunction every other game.
We will get into it. We will get into it. I promise we'll get into it.
Actually, I'm gonna take the reins a little here because I wanna give some love to Chris Greer because his first 3 picks of this draft might actually
wait
from the first 3 picks of last year's draft because all of JP, Waddle, and Holland their blueprints were all over this game. JP had 3 sacks. I think he had a pass deflected.
3 tackles for losses.
He
had 2 PBUs and 1 pass deflected. No,
Holland had an interception. Waddle finally broke out 100 and something yards and his touchdown. Like, he hit this draft. I'm gonna give the dude his credit. Like, after those 3 picks, though, Liam is another conversation we might have to have, but those first 3 picks might save him his job.
Yo, if you actually saw me at Top Golf, you should just say hi to me.
Somebody is saying that they were starstruck because they saw Kai.
If you saw, if you saw me at Top Golf, just say hi, bro.
Man, listen,
I'm nothing important, but
I saw Alfredo Arteaga at the watch party, bro. I was scared to talk to this man.
At a watch party like a couple years ago, man, some guy came up to us. I thought he was gonna pull a gun and kill us, but it was me and Alf. Both Alfs were standing there, and the guy, it looked like he had seen a unicorn. He was like, "Both Alfs, right here." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, buddy? Like, you drinking something? You're not gonna kill me, are you?" And he was like, "Yeah, hey, nice to see you guys." I'm like, "Okay, that's nice."
He didn't say yes or no.
I don't
know.
have an issue.
But it's always weird.
So, Juan, you're giving credit to Chris Greer. I can remember a time where I said that Chris Greer deserves some credit, and I was belittled and yelled at by both the panel of hosts and our chat.
You deserve it.
So, do I get some apologies here?
No, that wasn't anything like you weren't a prophet there, bro. Like you were. I don't know what you was doing there, but like now it's different.
How is it different now? This was like a week and a half ago, literally.
Things were different at 1-7, Kai.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. We were at a different time.
1-7 wasn't a week and a half ago.
New information.
That was like 3-7.
Hey man, I'm gonna give him some credit, but I will say this. Okay, there's something going on with the offensive line, and not to steal a take, and I don't steal takes. All right, so I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Orlando Alzagari was on this, and I'm like, you know what? That has some merit. He was saying that it's impossible to draft like you did this
It's
past
true.
year.
Royal never slanders me.
Take those three guys. You take Waddle, Phillips, and Holland. 3 home runs, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you strike out on every single offensive lineman. Doesn't it have to be coaching that they're screwing up guys that could be good?
Why wouldn't it be the scouting department with the O-line though?
How can a scouting department just have one blind spot? Like, how is that possible?
Wait, are
Right?
you telling me like we don't scout based off positions? Oh, I think CK went on about this, that we scout based off of regions, right?
Well, yeah, it's most NFL teams go by regions, and the Dolphins are one of them that do that.
That's
Very
pretty-
few, I
okay.
think, go by positions. Everybody is like by region, and you know, you kind of know who's responsible for what when they draft guys, because you know who are the head regional scouts. But how the hell is that possible? How can you not hit on anybody on the offensive line?
But my counter argument: how many different offensive line coaches have we had to where we can continue to say is it just Flores? Are we saying Flores just? I don't know. I don't know what we're saying here.
Well, Flores has been changing offensive line coaches every single year, so you know maybe that is the problem. You need some continuity, you know. But it has to be coaching. There's no way that he can hit on all these guys, even hit late into the draft, but he can't find good offensive linemen. All he has to show for all these picks is Robert Hunt. That's it, and he's a right guard, which is
and
like
maybe Dieter.
It's like the least valuable position on the offensive line. Like that's all you got. I don't know. It has to be coaching. I don't know. I don't know how it's possible. You can have that one blind spot.
Is it? I feel like it's just ridiculous. I mean, haven't we spent most of I've spent most of my life having it be where the offensive line for the Miami Dolphins is just straight garbage. Like, well, we had hope at one point with the whole Brandon Albert and Laramie Tunsil thing, and that offensive line wasn't horrible, but like it's always kind of been that thing where the Dolphins' offensive line is just never great, if it or even average at one point.
Well, the 2016 line, that was a good line, but look at what they invested in that line, man. Brandon Albert, a top free agent contract. Laramie Tunsil was a top first-round pick. Mike Pouncey was a first-round pick. Jawan James was a first-round pick. It was all first-round picks. It was all first-round picks, an expensive free agent, and Jermon Bushrod, who, let's be fair, he was not good. So
Jesse Davis needs to be put on trial, bro. This man is a murderer, bro.
Did you see him unleash? Who was it this time? It was Hassan Reddick, right?
Yes,
on
the
right at
fumble
Tua again.
Oh yeah. Oh, bro, it's personal at this point.
I was about to ask: do we think that there might be something where like Jesse Davis just wants Tua to get killed? Like, I feel like it's a legitimate reason to ask. Like, this has become now just kind of like crazy. It seems like every time that there's like a rusher coming, he just goes.
I'm beginning to think there's somebody in the front office somewhere that really wants Deshaun Watson, and he planted Jesse Davis at right tackle to make it happen.
Oh, Philip Lindsay.
You know what I mean? And that person saw Philip Lindsay deliver that block because that was a kill shot that was coming for Tua. Okay,
cut his ass, Danielle.
and Philip Lindsay went out there and saved Tua's life, and then gave a great quote after the game. And you just know that there's one person somewhere in the front office was like, God damn it, that was the one.
That was our chance.
You know? So I don't look, there's nothing to explain. You know, explaining Jesse Davis at this point, and I know we said this like 5 weeks ago, but it's getting worse.
Austin,
explaining Jesse Davis at this point is like explaining Bigfoot or UFOs or the Kennedy assassination.
Wait, but UFOs are real.
That's true too. Well, Jesse Davis is real too.
Davis, yeah, I was about to say.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't explain this. Like, you know, like what's happening?
Are we sure he's real?
Why is this guy playing?
Are we sure Jesse Davis isn't a spy? Wait.
Josh
Well.
Tito, again, thank you for the $5 New Zealand, bro. I'm moving to New Zealand with you. He said, let's be real. That must be New Zealand for let's. Herbert, it's a lanky prototype, sunshine-looking noob Sabat. Jesus Christ, bro. That's a nerd reference, bro.
Josh, we will get into I feel like we will spend at least half an hour specifically on the Tua stuff. We have a segment plan. We will get to it. We will get to it, okay? So don't worry. We will get to it. I do want to say, and I'm glad that we're talking about kind of the offensive line into protection and everything like that, because I feel like this is a week where Kai gets to kind of just like
I think JP is Kai's burner. I'm convinced.
You want to take a
I get to take a victory lap, right? Because before the game, I said, man, and even before that, when Philip Lindsay got picked up, I said, man, this could be a really good thing. Oh, Philip Lindsay's washed. Duke Johnson's better than him. # Michael Christian. And it just reminds us of this very
Michael's
great
on a roll.
Yeah, Michael Christian. Now you're asking who the fuck is Michael Christian?
This
Bro,
perfectly leads us
Bro,
to
I
it.
was telling this man that Philip Lindsay is better than Duke Johnson.
And he refused to believe it.
I was like, bro, Philip Lindsay is the best runner of the football on this team. I said this on the pregame show, and I'm going to say it again. Philip Lindsay is the best runner of the football on this team the minute that he was signed.
That guy got off a bus or a plane or wherever the hell he came from on a Thursday and played great on a Sunday.
And found the holes that are completely oblivious to Miles Burner. Miles Gaskin,
bro.
So it comes into the question of the impact on the running game. And obviously that block and that quote after was just fantastic. I mean, it's things that you just love to
Jason
hear.
Sanders comment up too, by the way.
I think I did already. Did I not? I thought that I did.
That much.
Oh, well, there you go. The impact on the running game, Miles Gaskin has been having a little bit more. We saw that even in the plays that they said, I think that they said they had 8 specifically for Philip Lindsay, or was it 10 that they had, and they could have had 8 more or 10 more. It was something along those lines. He did have obviously a little bit of an impact. And of course, I mean, that block was just fantastic to save Tua from getting killed and putting us all in disarray again. The impact of the running game for this offense, and finally maybe seeing something out of this offense. Kendall, you touched on it earlier with Godsey, and now he isn't leaving us. How big is it just for trying to open up the game and open up something where you can maybe see more of Waddle getting targeted downfield and hopefully being able to outburn someone and get a touchdown for this offense to have their running game there?
It's definitely important. I think it plays a role in keeping the defense fresh. The last 2 weeks, we definitely dominated time of possession. And I think not offense, it keeps the defense fresh. I just want to say I rewatched the game to hear the telecast, and Moose Johnson said that Miles Gaskin is our more in between the tackles power back. I don't know what type of power he sees in Miles Gaskin, bro. But I think I could break a tackle before Miles Gaskin can break a tackle. But no, I definitely am a fan of Philip Lindsay. I hope he puts in the work through the bye week so he can take over, because I'm tired of seeing Miles Gaskin get hit 2 yards and fall backwards. The man never falls forward. And yeah, that's what I got on the run game.
So do we think that it is going to eventually happen? And I guess I'll ask you, Royal, since you've also had some little comments here and there. Do you think that eventually we will see Philip Lindsay take over this role from Miles Gaskin and Savon Ahmed? Of course, Ahmed was the healthy scratch last week, but then was a part of the game plan this week. Do you think he'll eventually take that lead role? And do the Dolphins maybe have maybe an eye on keeping Philip Lindsay more so beyond this year? And that's why maybe that they put a claim on him.
No to both, because that would make sense, and the Dolphins don't do things that make sense. So I
thought you were gonna have an actual reason.
No,
I thought there was an actual reason.
No. It would make sense to kind of put him in the lead back if you want to actually run the ball. Like I said, he's the best runner of the foot. Miles Gaskin slander will not be tolerated. He's winning me my fantasy league. Phenomenal fantasy player.
He won me a couple games, to be honest.
In actual practice, though, he's not very good. But yeah, bro. I would want to start Philip Lindsay because, like I said,
impossible. He's allergic to first downs.
Oh, Albert Wilson, bro. He gets right there at the first down line and he runs backwards every time.
Every single time,
bro.
Hey, our receivers done some wild shit this year. When Preston caught a quick little out, and he did a a 720 in
Preston
the
is
same spot.
Preston's is too big to be that bad, bro.
That boy built different. You feel me? That boy don't know what's going on.
They starting to convert him back to H-back, bro, because they
Just to this is the Philip Lindsay quote. I'm not gonna read it in its totality, but obviously people were calling him a little bit crazy, especially after he kind of chuckled when he said to himself that he's a little bit crazy in the head. But you would want, and I'll let you finish as well, Royal. You would want something like that out of your bag, right? I know you said that it doesn't make sense because it's the Dolphins and they don't do anything that's good, even though you believe that good things can happen to the Dolphins. Do you think, like, is there a realistic chance, besides the fact that it's the Dolphins and you think they'll make a bad decision, do you think there is a chance that Philip Lindsay kind of takes control of being a lead back if this team can continue to, get wins like they are right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's done it before, so yeah, there's a chance. Like, I do believe that if he continues to play well as he gets more acclimated to the system, then there will be opportunities. I mean, hell, everybody's gotten a chance back there, so why not him too? So, but I don't know. I think they feel comfortable with Gaskin, and they're just going to keep him out there just for some level of consistency around. They've been winning, so if it ain't broke, then why try and fix it? You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason why he won't get the opportunity. But I would like to see it happen.
Alf, you've seen to be not only on OnlyFins. If you don't have OnlyFins, go give it a chance. And don't be that motherfucker that's leaking shit on Reddit. But if you don't have OnlyFans, I think you should go and get it. But your thoughts kind of on Philip Lindsay as Michael Christian now joins the show as well.
Yeah, he adds an element that I think that they miss. Like, you could see he's the best cutback runner on the team already. And it's obvious that he is. And, if you watched it in this last game, they ran 2 tosses with him. They seemed, he seemed to get out there on the edge a lot better. And this is a team that wants to run a lot of outside zone. So they need a back like Philip Lindsay. And I saw that pass pro rep, and I'm completely sold. Like, this is a guy that, and look, they already made an investment. They didn't let him get to free agency. They wanted to actually pay the balance of his contract to take him in waivers to make sure that they got him. So,
which is like 2.5, right? Something along that, 2.9, something along that.
So that tells you what they're thinking. They're probably thinking this is a guy that could be in the room next year. I think that we got a really good group of RB2s. They just need that RB1. They get an RB1. This is a very good running back group. And I like Lindsay. And I like Lindsay going forward. He's young. And he has really good production in his past. So
I'm a guy who hates the Gators, Javier. Fuck him.
Lindsay's contract is 2.25, if I'm reading this correct from Spotrac, but I will try to get it if I am missing something. But Michael Christian, we ran the who the fuck is Michael Christian a couple times today. So
cool.
What are your thoughts on the impact of the running game and you saying that Duke Johnson's better than Philip Lindsay?
Yeah, you came at the right time, homie.
I mean, I'm just more excited that Juan looks depressed because Justin Herbert's a fraud. But
we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, okay?
I just want to poke him. He looks.
Everybody's trying to egg me on, and I'm just here living my life.
No, you're not. You be sending the stuff first, like you
Mike,
said.
We're on a roll.
Okay.
We're on a roll.
Right,
we're on a roll. We're on a roll.
Running back situation. Yeah, I mean, Lindsay looked good in the amount of time that he was there. I think my favorite thing that I saw was the block he threw, because no other running back on this team can block that well, and that opened it up for Waddle to then go have that big catch and then get caught from behind, which made Juan igneous. So I don't know what more we can do with that running back room this season.
I'll be your punching bag tonight, Michael. You're stressed out, buddy. I got you.
I'm really not. I'm having a great time. I'm happy to see Lindsay wasn't a total waste of time. I thought he was going to have nothing left.
Mike, shut up.
He had a lot.
Josh Tito, again, with your money.
No, Mike.
What happened?
Listen.
Mike, we all know why Michael wants to silence me.
Yeah, I was just about to say that boy.
Mike, we're on a roll.
Silence a brother.
Hey, don't worry about it. There's 2 of us in here tonight, though, Kane. When I drop off, you pick up the baton and you run with it, my boy.
Yeah,
Josh Tito, thank you again for New Zealand. This is like 15 New Zealand dollars that we've gotten tonight. And the money probably
I'm
going
gonna
to
see what that converts.
I was just about to say, I think Juan should be the one to see what it converts to.
I think it converts to like 68
Wait a
cents
minute.
or something.
Wait a minute. If I had said Juan should be the one to do it, bro, would have said what? You think I can't do math, Michael? So like, what are we?
Exactly, but it didn't come out your
It's
mouth.
$10.27. Thank you,
Oh
Josh.
man, thank you, Josh. He said, "I just roll a fat skunky joint." Not gonna lie, it's a 10.
What a comment. And then Michael, if you want to finish your statement, if you have
I'm good.
anything else to say on the impact. Okay, so I just want to put this out there.
0.00022 Bitcoin.
I put it out there. Just Aaron Rodgers sent me $10 in Bitcoin. So we will have questions from the chat later on once we get past this next segment. So keep them coming. I'm going to try to go back. Royal will help me since he has producer power as well. Hopefully, we'll see. And going back and just seeing if we can get as many questions as possible. So if you have anything that maybe we don't get to, just keep that in mind. So it's the moment that everyone's been waiting for. We're going to start on a lighter side first before we get into just full on attack mode. Juan Cardona, I'm looking at you specifically.
Everybody's just gonna attack me, so I'm just
the first thing we're gonna go through is officially Tua Tagovailoa has gone through his first traditional NFL season in 16 games. Of course, now it is 17 games. He has gone through his first 16. So
I should have brought popcorn.
Tua is 9-7. He has 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,348 yards, I believe is the correct statement there. He has had, for what you would say in your first 16 games, pretty damn good. I would like to believe. Of course, the needle gets moved every year with certain rookie classes. Obviously, Justin Herbert moved the needle last year. Just strictly without considering other quarterbacks from other teams. And I'm not going to start with you, Juan, because you're going to take me on a road that's going to be hell for me to deal with. I will start with Kendall. How do you evaluate the first 16 games of Tua Tagovailoa's career?
That he is an above average
starter,
quarterback
but
as a rookie through his first 16 games. He's above average to me, and I do think that he can be the guy, but you just got to put some pieces around him. I'm not really the one who does the whole comparison and what he does compared to Herbert, but I will compare him to what we've had in the past. I definitely think he's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's definitely better than young Ryan Tannehill. The only thing Tannehill had, obviously, bigger arm, more athletic. Fitz had more experience, but Tua brings things. The only thing about Tua that really bothers me is that he's not durable, and that is a big concern for me. But he definitely has the ability to grow. Like in a couple years, like for him to be doing what he's doing behind this offensive line, no running game, I mean, it's definitely promising. So it really makes you just wonder, like, what if he did have an O-line and receivers who actually stayed on the field? And I think we would see a better he would look even better than he already does if he has some support around him.
Mike, your thoughts on the first 16 games?
Oh, I'm going next. Look, it hasn't been as immediate as a lot of us would have wanted it to be completely honest. Like, I mean, he was all world coming out of college. He put up crazy numbers. He commanded the field easily from the moment he stepped out there. It wasn't that when he got to the Dolphins. There were some bumps that looked ugly. And as a big Tua fan, I will say there were times where I was very concerned about him. There were games where he would go out there and nothing was working and it wasn't going well. And it was like, man, maybe this isn't the guy. He has put together a string of games with an horribly below average team that makes you realize he can be the guy and there's no need to give up a lot of your future picks for a different guy when you're not going to have much around him anyways. So for me, I think I'm happy with what I've seen from Tua so far. I need to see more from him. He can't be what he was in these 16 games the rest of his career, and I think he will get better. The only thing, again, for me is, I mean, that durability, he can't be missing 4 games a season. That is my one thing that I will agree with everybody else on. He can't miss that many games a season. He has to stay out there. But when he's out there, he's way better than anything else we've had in a long time. So I'm happy with him.
Royal, even though you've only been a semi-Dolphins fan for half of
He ain't never been a Dolphins fan.
Your thoughts on the first 16 games as we try to get through here?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll get a different perspective because I'm not going to compare him to the other shit sticks that the Dolphins have had at quarterback. I'm going to compare
Thank
him
you.
to other NFL quarterbacks. And right now he's towing the line on average to slightly above average. Like that's what he is. Durability is going to be a thing. Like he's going to miss games. You're going to have to deal with that if Tua is your quarterback. Accuracy, he's above average. Arm strength, below average. Like there are some throws that he really has to like gear up to get there. You know what I mean? But the strength of Tua Tagovailoa is he knows who he is. And he plays within who he is. And that can be effective in the NFL, as we've seen over the past 4 games. So if I had to give him a grade through his first couple of games, I'd say probably B minus-ish, somewhere in that range, with room to grow and be really, really good going into the future. So, I mean, I like what I've seen for Tua. I'm a Tua guy. So, yeah, that's where I stand.
All right, and then we will go to Alf, and then we will go to Juan, and then we'll get into what the main topic of conversation is. Alf, first 16 games of Tua's career, what are your thoughts?
Jay, the Jewish juggernaut field. Oh my god,
they're good. Like if you look at his first 16 games, and I like to look at the attempts a little bit more. And I want to see that sample get bigger, so then we can see what he really is. But you know, he's trending in the right direction, and he's getting better every single game. And you can almost see his passer rating uptick, his completion percentage uptick, his yards per game uptick, and his touchdowns uptick. And it's been doing that throughout these 16 games. And don't get it lost that if you put together all those numbers, and that was a rookie season, I don't think he wins Rookie of the Year because Justin Herbert had a better year last year. But that is the type of year that usually does win Rookie of the Year. And in fact, Kyler Murray doesn't have those as good of those numbers as a rookie when he was a rookie and he won Rookie of the Year. And if you look at those numbers and you put them up against Baker Mayfield, they're almost identical. And those were the last 2 rookies of the year before Justin Herbert. So I don't see what there is to complain about. And on top of it all, he's one of the few rookie quarterbacks that actually won games and is still winning games. And if you think about it, he's 9-7 in those 16 games. Inside of those nine wins, he has a few comebacks. But in those 7 losses, he has a couple of games where he left the field with the lead and the defense gave it up against Atlanta and against Jacksonville. So as far as he's concerned, he's 11-5. So yeah, I don't see what there is to complain about. It's all of this hand wringing and this hemming and hawing was much to do about nothing and just a bunch of clickbait and trying to fill segments on Colin Cowherd and ESPN Live.
But the 65-yard pass made him turn his hips, right, Juan?
Absolutely.
Juan didn't like 65-yard.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get him fired up. I wanted to get Juan fired up before he went. I wanted to make sure
I know that's what he's trying to do. But no, look.
And now Juan Cardona.
Yeah, now it's me. 16 games. He's 9-7. He's thrown 21 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 66.9. We'll give him 67, and 3,500 yards. That's if you take out Justin Herbert, the outlier, that's historic numbers for a rookie. The thing for me is that I have 3 questions left basically for Tua at this point. One is the durability. I don't know how many 17-game seasons we're going to get out of him. I don't know how many 15 games or 14-game seasons we're going to get out of him.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
How come he doesn't get a shut up?
Huh?
How come he
Shut the fuck up, Juan.
Thank you.
One have been sitting there in silence for 16 minutes. Thank you, Josh Tito, for the 5 more New Zealand dollars. You are a man amongst men. Breeze will wish he was as good as Tua when it's all said and done. If Tua stays healthy, which he will not. None of you noobs in the chat know anything.
I like this guy, and he's gonna make us rich too.
Juan, if you want to finish your
Rich
statement.
at 5 reasons. Ha 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 ha! Jokes on you, Alfredo Arteaga.
Oh man, listen, we're up to like 0.00028 Bitcoin, so we're moving places now.
Stop the cap.
Oh yeah, speaking of getting rich, join OnlyFans, $3 a month, man. I got cards,
But don't
You get
leak
rich-
it, god
you get
damn
rich on
it.
knowledge.
I got shit to buy. I need your
Never mind.
money.
But don't leak it. You have to keep that.
Yeah, don't leak shit, but please give us your money.
Did you find out who it was?
No, we can't find it. I'm finding that guy.
Reddit is tough, bro.
I'm gonna send a couple of goons to beat the shit out of him. Throw him out a window.
Send the Jokic brothers.
Listen,
I'm the
19 and 15
one.
It's not happening.
Do you want to finish your statement here?
Please let him.
Yeah.
Before we get into
What
it.
are the other
three
two questions?
questions. Durability.
Fair.
I don't think he's gonna get us 17 game seasons. Probably not get too many 15 game or 14 game seasons. Second question is gonna be that second quarter / third quarter of just like dead air, like just doing nothing. Like, we're gonna have to resolve that. And then the last one is, once team starts to, because moving forward, Waddle will be double teamed. Moving forward, Waddle will be the focal point of getting stopped. Once a team like Bill Belichick in week 17 with all the marbles, and I think at that point we might be both playing for potential playoffs. When Bill Belichick takes away Waddle, what does this offense do? And what does
Devontae Parker?
Yeah,
Devontae Parker.
I'm gonna say Devontae Parker is gonna be in street clothes, in the sidelines, and I feel
IR.
very safe on that bet.
But no, didn't the Bills already do that though?
Didn't they what?
Didn't the Bills already do that to Tua when they played?
And the Dolphins lost.
Yeah,
And
and
they
he
lost,
struggled.
bro.
Like you're acting like they have
11
if-
points.
No, I'm saying it was rough, but if you're telling me that teams haven't focused on stopping Waddle already, the hell are they doing? Who else are they stopping? Matt Hollins? What are they focusing
Matt
on?
Collins had a 65-yard touchdown, and let me tell you, that touchdown was horrible. Per Juan Cardona at Exclusivity on Twitter, ridiculously
we just
bad.
played the Panthers, who are one of the top 5 passing defenses in the league. You're telling me that they sat there and were like, you know what? It's fine. We don't need to worry about Jalen Waddle.
No. I don't think that's what he's saying.
Not at all.
But he's acting like they haven't tried to take him away, and Waddle hasn't beaten it.
They have, and they've absolutely beaten it. Like,
So then that's not something I'm worried about.
you're not worried about Bill Belichick.
No.
Okay, that's on you then.
We did it week 1, didn't we?
He scored 16 points.
This is
17. Was it a
Tua
W?
is 2-0
W?
against Bill Belichick.
This is a different Patriots team now than the one that y'all played in week 1.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all.
And this is a different Dolphins team than we played.
Sure. But which team is better?
Who are you going to put your
Right
trust
now,
in?
right now, I genuinely think that the Dolphins have a legitimate chance to stop Mac Jones.
That's fair, but he didn't ask that.
I think the Dolphins win the game. They play next week. I think the Dolphins win the game.
Sure. Who's the better team, Michael, is what I'm asking you.
Dolphins. If they win the game, the Dolphins are the better team.
Wait, dog, this, like,
If the Dolphins win the game, how are they not the better team?
That means the Jaguars are a better team than the Dolphins.
They were when we played them, yeah.
Okay.
Michael.
He kind of has a point. He kind of has a point.
Sure. If you want to go down that road.
What do you mean if you want to go down that road? What other
Talent-
comparison do I have?
Talent-wise, the Patriots are way more talented than us, bro.
On what side? On what side of the ball?
Offensive line, easily.
Offensive line,
Yeah.
Offensive line. You're giving
And
me the
running
offensive
back.
line.
running
And
back.
that's it.
And running
Okay.
back.
Running backs, they're 4 deep. Their
Okay.
4-string running back is a starter
defensively,
here.
what are we looking at?
They're too deep at tight end.
Those are
Defensively, what are we
firepower.
looking at?
What are we saying? Their
Nerd
wide receivers
clusters.
stay healthy.
Our wide receivers have more talent, even
Modern day
unhealthy, than what they have, bro. Kendrick Bourne?
One waddle, yes. And once Bill Belichick stops him,
Nah,
then
my
what
guy.
happens?
Nah. I don't
I'm
think
with
that the
one.
Patriots are
I'm
more.
taking Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and Myers over just Waddle. In the
I
second.
still don't think so.
I'll take Waddle against every single skill player they have.
I'm
on
not
their-
taking
on-
Jacoby
on
Myers
their
over
offense.
anybody.
Jacoby
not
Myers
happening.
sucks. All right.
Their
Nelson
group versus
Aguilar
our group right now.
is a slot guy. Kendrick Bourne is a nobody.
But they're not.
This is what I want to
They're
see.
not beating us with receivers though. Like that's
I want to
not-
see Calvin Noy get knocked out in the game.
Well, are they going to beat us? Are they going to beat us running the ball?
Absolutely.
Oh no, it's
What?
not
If
not
they're
right
gonna
now.
have to beat us-
Ramondre Stevenson, the extra yard legend.
If they're going to have to, if they're going to
Himself?
beat the Dolphins running the football, since Raekwon Davis is here, they have the number 2 ranked run defense in the NFL. So they're gonna have to overcome that, and they're gonna have to overcome it in
You
our
were
stadium.
on this same damn show when we said that the Dolphins were a more talented team than the Patriots, which is why we expected a win in week 1. Now you're saying that the Patriots are more talented than the
Things
Dolphins.
have definitely changed, though.
Absolutely.
But talent doesn't change like
You know
that.
when
No,
all of that
Talent
is going to
gels.
change?
No.
All of that is going to
Scheme and
change.
talent gel.
Then
What
it's
are you
scheme.
talking
Then
about?
it's scheme and the way that they're scheming things. It's not that the talent has changed much.
Listen, how do you win a game if not with scheme and talent?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm giving more
it
the
with
So,
just
okay,
one or the
can we
other?
can we focus again on we will, I know it'll get into another soliloquy on this, but the main topic of conversation, and it was talked about so much in the chat, and now like just in the YouTube chat, in our own chat, the 5R Dolphins chat, and I want to let this get out there because eventually what we were just talking about was going to lead to it anyways. This fan base is obsessed with Justin Herbert. The number 1 supporter of Justin Herbert of all Dolphins fans is Juan Cardona. I think the number 1 Tua supporter of all of us here is Alfredo Arteaga. These two have gone head to head today on their various opinions on Tua versus Justin Herbert. I want to give each of you the floor.
I will preface it though. It wasn't even Tua.
I will give Alf the floor first and let Alf speak first on this matter, and then we will let Justin Herbert go after. So, Alf,
I mean, he went 6.
the floor is yours on this Tua versus Justin Herbert argument.
I think everybody's very quick. Everybody's very quick to crown everybody in this day and age, and I'm saying slow down, and I'm saying it's changing by the second and by the game. I'm not sure Justin Herbert's the best in class right now. I think Joe Burrow might be the best in class right now. And guess what? They play this week, and the results of that game will matter. This is an instance where wins is a quarterback stat, okay? So let's watch them against each other, and let's see who finishes out the season a little bit better. So is it possible that in 3 years Tua is the best in the class? Yes, because we're kind of seeing how he's getting better every single week. Herbert has flaws in his game that is allowing these other two to slowly catch up and eventually maybe pass him by. Herbert has flaws in his game he has to fix if he's going to win games and if he's going to be a star quarterback going forward in this league. Because if not, he's just going to turn into Dan Fouts. And if you don't know who Dan Fouts is a guy that put up monster numbers in this league for 1,000 years, never won anything. Or maybe he turns into a Neil Lomax type, okay? Or a Jake
Dan
Plummer
Marino
type. No, Dan Marino actually won a lot of playoff games and went
to Kendall.
Okay, so and dominated the AFC East.
I love my dog.
So, I don't think it's time to crown anybody, and I think it's time to take a step back and just watch them because it's changing as fast as you watch the games every single week. And it could on Tuesday, ESPN could be all of a sudden about Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. They just throw him off to the wayside.
I think NFL Network just had a segment about Burrow being the best quarterback. I don't know if they said AFC or in they either said the best quarterback currently in the AFC or in just that draft class. I think they said AFC and everyone was like, Mahomes.
See, it's
Allen,
already happening.
What are we doing?
Juan, the floor is yours on Justin Herbert, the floor is yours.
Yeah, there was a lot of things said there.
That's
a lot though. Because first of all, Burrow, he just finished winning back-to-back games, throwing a high of 190 yards. Which game?
With this perspective shit.
Wong Dong Tigers. Meow.
Kai, I apologize. I had to get brought up. Just cut that off because I'm going to go on a roll here. Which one of Herbert's games? I need you to take me off because I need to see everybody's expression.
He's so demanding.
Which one of Herbert's games is he afforded to win with 148 passing yards? Because I haven't seen a single one. Because we sit here and compare apples to oranges, but Tua's not having the plate that Herbert is. He's just not. Herbert is being handed the entire offense and say, bro, you either got us or you don't. And when he got us, we're looking at top 5, top 10 quarterback. And when we don't, we're looking at top 26 quarterback. But like to say that's not more, or like, I'm sorry, like Tua hasn't reached that level of play. To say that's changing on a weekly basis, I don't think that's even accurate as well, because we're talking long term. Like Herbert was more impressive last year, period. But the only thing was, well, wins. He only, he lost 9 games, but him and Tua had the same amount of wins somehow. This year, on the games that he's winning, it's all on him. It's not because of the defense having scores. It's not because of special teams. Matter of fact, it's in spite of all that. He's winning games where he's having to score 47 because the defense is giving up 42. I'm sorry, like Tua's not putting that team on his back like that. He hasn't. If we're gonna say the Carolina Panthers game, cool. All right, we can give him that one. But I don't. It doesn't compute in my mind how we can sit here and do this. Like in the chat, we put Justin Herbert in a batch of Big Ben, Baker, like Derek Carr, like all these quarterbacks. He
belonged in that batch.
Tannehill,
when you take context for what it was, he belonged in that batch, and
no
he does.
Absolutely,
yes, he does.
Not. Absolutely not. How can you say that? How can you say he belongs in a batch of quarterbacks who need a surrounding cast to win?
He is more talented than those other guys you mentioned. But the context for that was saying quarterbacks that you know for a fact are going to lead you to the playoffs. We don't know that about Justin Herbert, just like with those other guys, and that's true.
No, what was said was the wins. When they win, is it when they dominate? It's not because of a team effort. When the Chargers win, it is only because of Justin Herbert dominating. That's my point.
Well, my point is that they don't win a lot.
They're 6-5.
Mm-hmm. Look at the rest of the schedule. How are they going to end? How many games did they win last year? That's what I'm saying. At one point, they were the 1 seed in the AFC. They were the 1 seed in the AFC at one point this season. Let's watch the rest of the season. Let's see where this ends. Let's see where this goes. Okay? Because you got to admit, Justin Herbert has a knack for blowing himself up in a lot of these games that are tight, where he's not playing particularly well, and he just can't, pull his team across the finish line. Like that has happened. Now, you want to compare that to the other 2 guys? Joe Burrow is clutch as fuck, and we know that Tua is like Mr. Clutch.
Alf, I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm gonna have to cut you off really quick.
Hey, Josh Tito, bro, I don't know how you feel about long distance relationship.
That's the best thing ever.
But you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? 10 New Zealand dollars. You know me, babe. Bro, Tua was and always will be the best in the class. Bar the injury, it was unanimous. Once Tua gets going, all these crappy, lanky QBs in this class will be playing catch up. They want to know. Okay.
They want to know.
Sure.
He gave us $10. That's a great hashtag. Bro.
Love
it.
Love it.
Fantastic hashtag.
It's going up on Twitter as we speak.
It. Yep. Putting it in our bios. 100%.
Anyways, Alf.
Can I just look, Juan? Here's my thing. In the chat, they brought him up. Fine. It is what it is. It's no big deal. You, sir, came at me and said the words, if you complain about Najee, you can't enjoy Jalen Phillips' success. You said that, right?
Yeah, and then when you said what you're about to say, I shut up.
Right. You can't be happy with Tua and Waddle's success when you sat there straight up bitching about Jamar Chase, who was never an option.
That's fair.
And Justin Herbert.
That's fair.
Right?
100%.
So you can't come back here and be like Tua dropping some genitalia on a coach, and you can't be talking about whatever Jalen Waddle does, like, oh, yeah, 9 for 137 and a tutty. You can't be happy about it when you were sitting there complaining about it. You got to pick one side, and you ain't. Anytime Tua does well, your immediate reaction is, oh, but Justin Herbert had a 4-touchdown game 3 weeks ago against the same defense. It doesn't
Absolutely
matter,
not.
bro. It
Absolutely
doesn't matter.
not.
That's
Just
what you
to-
do.
You
Hey,
did not
Kendall.
hear me talk
Hey,
about
Kendall,
Justin Herbert.
how do
for
you
a
feel,
month.
Kendall? Because at this point, we just sit here to meet the black guy quota. How do you feel about any of this shit that they're talking about because they won't let you talk?
Justin Herbert
Yo, we
is
might have
a
to
better
cut you off
quarterback
again,
than
too, bro.
Tua.
Nah, you gotta cut him off.
Again, dog. I'm
Don't you
sorry,
dare.
bro. I'm
Don't you
sorry.
dare.
I don't
Cut him
watch
off,
Justin
bro.
Herbert and think, damn, what if? Because I think if Tua was on the Chargers and he was doing what Herbert was doing, I would feel much worse. So it
Yup.
is what it is. I just want to see Tua get better. I don't care about Justin Herbert at all, to be honest. Like, good for them. He's great. He's better right now. Like, it is what it is. He's a much
Yo,
better.
can we
not much better.
replace Juan with Kendall? Is that an option?
Yo,
No,
this
nah.
comment is out of hand. Jesus. Just to just to bring it up, just because I think Alf mentioned kind of the schedules. This are the two schedules left over for both the Dolphins and the Chargers. If we're
Thank
going
you,
to talk
Josh
about
Tito.
wins,
Thank you, Josh, for the 5 New Zealand dollars. It says they don't want
oh my God. Oh yeah, that's right. You did bring that up. I'm sorry. So obviously Chargers have Bengals this week. Then they have the Giants, and I guess if you want to do a comparison there, and Michael, you want to say that Juan likes to talk crap, we'll see what Tua does against his Giants, and we'll see what Herbert does against the same Giants. Then Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Texans, Dolphins
No, it won't be equal.
That
Ty,
doesn't
because
matter.
They have because the Chargers have Keenan Allen and Michael
I'm
Williams
just
and
anyways,
Yeah,
they
you brought
have
this up, bro. This is
after
your
that. No, I'm just saying you said that Juan says afterwards that Tua did worse than Herbert against team. I'm just repeating what you said. Tua has Giants, Jets, Saints, Titans, Patriots. That's a schedule there. I mean, if we really want to talk about wins and everything like that, I mean, are we really going to compare the rest of this? Unless we seriously see a hell of a change in all of this, are we really going to sit here and just say, yeah, it's all about wins? Like, a general question to everybody here on the panel.
I don't know, man. That's all subjective. Some people might be all about wins. Some people might be all about, having that hope that you're always going to be able to win.
Well, let's say the Dolphins do run the table, which at least in their next 4 games, it looks like they have.
Yo, this shit's about to go off for real.
Thank you, Leo Avina, for the $4.99. Don't know. He said, I'm going to enjoy Tua to waddle for the next 10 years.
You did the
They
right.
want to know.
I like that hashtag better. I'm not gonna lie. They wanna know.
I like they don't
segment.
want to know.
No, I like they wanna know. That was much better.
Anyways, Juan,
Make that bitch a hashtag for money.
I'll make a shirt. I'll buy a
put a
shirt.
picture of Juan's face on it.
I'm gonna make a shirt. Don't play with me.
Tell him. Copyright that shit, Juan.
Oh, that's right. Market.
Thank you, Josh Tito. See, listen, bro. Listen.
I'm gonna start keeping track of how much.
No.
Bro, listen, bro.
For our sake, keep your shirt on. No, bro. Keep your shirt on for us. No, keep it on
Listen,
for us.
bro.
None of
What
us
you
wanna see
mean?
that.
What you mean? All this
Nah.
money they giving me? Listen, I'm touching on myself, Michael.
Yeah,
Thank
you were
Josh
making me
Tito,
uncomfortable, bro.
for the 5 New Zealand dollars. He said Juan Leaper.
I've lost track of how much Bitcoin he's given us, bro. I'm so grateful. Bro.
I gotta
To the moon,
look,
Juan.
listen, I know 5 reasons HR world. Don't make me call them. All right, chill out.
I don't
Please.
care nothing
All right.
about
Keep your
your
shirt
HR.
on.
Anyways, let's say that the Dolphins do end up running the table, and finishing 10-7,
Hey,
and
Sean.
the Chargers. Like,
Fuck out of here.
if it comes down to week 18, Chargers against Raiders, Dolphins against Patriots, and the Dolphins win and they get in, and the Chargers lose and they don't get in, how are we going to feel about Herbert then? And I guess this is specifically to you, Juan, since you are
What was the
the
scenario?
biggest Justin Herbert fan. Let's say it's week 18, both teams going to win to get into the playoffs. Dolphins need to beat the Patriots, Chargers need to beat the Raiders. Let's say Tua wins, Herbert doesn't, and they're the reason that they win or they're the reason that they lose. Do you feel any sort of other type of
Tua's a
way,
god.
or
Justin Herbert is gonna,
so you just
live
can't
under the
stick to your
street.
picks?
No, he's gonna be a bum, bro. He's in 3 years
Nah,
he's
he's
gonna
been
be a
being consistent.
coke addict like Ryan Leaf and flame out. I
Bro,
don't know.
what are you
I don't know.
doing?
Okay, that's
I
a
don't
very
know.
serious
I really don't know.
subject. But like, do you? I guess the honest question is like, do
That's
you
right.
really
The
like? You're
Dolphins
riding
just
this
wouldn't do
Herbert.
something like that with a coach.
that's a little different, I think, than the Ryan Leaf stuff. The Ryan Leaf stuff was a problem. I think the coach stuff was a problem,
Was a
but it was.
lifestyle.
I mean,
It was-
proper
some
usage
friends in there that,
Wait,
you
time out.
know,
Isn't that something
charge
that
for
we
some
were all gonna
time.
take part of if the Dolphins made it to 7-7? Wasn't that a conversation that was
that
had?
was never a
I
thing.
think that
Royal
was a
is not with the
conversation.
book of sugar.
I'm pretty
No.
sure that that's something that Alf said.
They
It's
don't
something
know
I
how
have
to
to
go.
do.
If Josh Tito pays enough, you'll be part of it. If Josh Tito pay that money,
He might be
Bro,
funding it.
oh, now listen, bro.
Might be smoking crack
We'll
on
be
the
in
show.
Vegas. I'll be out there being fingernail. What you say, Chachi?
Well, I think the prediction was because Juan had predicted that they were going to lose to the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants,
Yeah,
and
Yes.
he's already half wrong.
yeah.
For him to be half right, Mike Glennon has to beat our defense.
Jeez.
So I don't know if that's going to happen. Look, I'm going to go ahead and say that's not going to happen. All right. So
I'm gonna tell you what
I
is
said
gonna
if they had
happen,
lost
Alfredo.
those 2 games, we were going to smoke crack on this show.
What is going to
Oh,
happen?
that's what
Me
you
and
said.
Josh Tito is going to elope because he keeps giving me the money. Thank you for the New Zealand dollars, honey. Juana tissue.
I don't
Okay,
know
now.
what to say anymore.
Okay,
Like-
now.
Dude,
Yo,
this has. I
no.
mean,
Don't
this
get me in
has
trouble
turned
with Alfredo. He's
into
right here.
kind of the Juan versus like the world here. Do you feel? And I brought it up just because I mean, to be fair, and me, Juan, Royal, and Michael we're texting in the extra yard chat. I do believe that the argument from Tua Herbert, I think the obsession over it is stupid. I think the argument and the obsession over Herbert is just ridiculous in its own right. I think trying to and what I said is trying to say anything or have any final opinion on any quarterback, in my opinion, before the end of their 3rd year is ridiculous. That's just how I feel. Unless you can clearly see that like it's just not working or it's going to be
Wilson.
amazing.
What?
I still look.
Yeah,
I think that's like taking a step too far because even now, like Juan has said, in the wins he's great, in the losses he's bad, and then Tua, you have the things either way for him. We still don't know who both these quarterbacks are. Can we say that officially? Like we don't know what Tua is going to be right now, and Herbert is just kind of guesstimations, in my opinion. Like if let's say that next year he has a horrible year, are you then going to say that it was just like the 1 year and done? Are we going to compare him to a bum like Cam Newton? Like what is the situation that we like? How do we really feel right now about Justin Herbert and what we think he can be, and Tua and what we think he can be? I'll start with you, Kendall.
I feel hurt by the sneak dissing of Cam Newton in there.
Well, he is a bum,
Repeat
so
that.
But
Repeat that question again.
how
That's
do
a
we
long ass question, kid?
in 2
Long
years?
I was sitting here thinking,
In
like,
2
what the fuck
years.
do I answer to that?
Listen, bro. Sometimes anyways, in 2 2 years is what we've seen. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, hold
Man.
on.
JMV, you try to listen, JMV. You try to make this thing a threesome, ain't you, my boy?
Hey, y'all go to JMV's Twitter. He's doing, I think, a Spider-Man giveaway for one of the
He
tickets
already
or
gave him
something.
away.
Hey,
Oh, he
listen,
already
we
did?
ain't talking about what he
I
get.
thought it
We
was
talking
quick.
about what that boy finna get for these 1999. Whatever he want. Talk to me, JMV.
How do we feel?
I feel like after this show, we're gonna have to talk
Can you-
about Tua and Herbert every fucking week.
No, like realistically,
I'm sorry,
can we?
I-
The main question is, can we realistically say what we think both quarterbacks are going to be next year? Like, can we realistically say,
this will be,
okay, what we've seen from the
I'll
body of
answer it.
Tua and the body of Herbert, that one is going to definitely be one, and one is definitely going to be one.
Based off just the surroundings, because this will be the only time that I do talk about the talent around Herbert and around Tua. Herbert has more long-term success set up for him. He has a franchise left tackle. He has a running back who at this point is showing durability. Like I always thought he was going to be hurt. Mike Williams seems like he finally put it together and is having his breakout year. Keenan Allen, we know he's an all-pro. He can make any tight end look halfway decent. So, I mean, in my opinion, there's just more long-term success for him there.
Kendall.
Okay. No.
Oh,
Well, I asked Kendall first, so that's why Michael Christian.
Like I said earlier, fuck Justin Herbert. I do not care about that man. Do your thing. I just want to see Tua thrive because he in the Dolphins uniform.
Yep.
And I purchased season tickets, and it hasn't been going good so far. I want to see it turn around, and it's going good so far, man. I don't care about Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert can do it.
What is going on?
Thank you, the unidentified celebrity review for the $4.99. Don't know. Did someone say bum? Because Duncan Robinson is a bum. Hey, no, hey, all right. Don't let me get started on Duncan. That is the number one op in my whole sports fandom right now.
Yo, that boy is the highest
Who
paid
do you
podcast
hate
in
more,
history.
Jesse Davis or Duncan
Ooh.
Robinson?
Jesse Davis.
Honestly,
What?
Jesse Davis, because
Yeah.
I was legit sitting there watching. I watched that man get smashed.
I've already asked Kendall these
Yeah.
questions. He's more bought into Dolphin success than Heat success, as it should be.
Well, the Heat are going 19-15 by Christmas, so
Bro, you whack.
The one thing I will say about Justin Herbert,
Thank you.
and is he set up for more long-term success? I'm not so sure about that, because Tua can rely on a defense that's pretty talented and a coach who's like basically all in on that side of the defense. And Brian Flores, for all his faults, like his faults is that he can't put together an offensive staff. Okay, but as a defensive coach, he's pretty good. Are we sure Brandon Staley is going to be around there very long? Because he's an absolute idiot. I don't know if you guys watch Charger games, but sometimes sometimes I feel bad for Herbert because he puts Herbert in some positions that he's not really made out to succeed. Like he actually forgets where he is on the field sometimes, Brandon Staley. And in my opinion, I think it's because he doesn't know how to count how long a field goal is. Because he's gone for some fourth downs this season when he has easy under 45-yard field goals that could open up 2-score leads, and then the announcers say, "Oh, that's really good aggressiveness." No, that's stupidity, is what that is.
He might be scarred because you know how the Chargers have had kicking woes for like 17 years.
Yeah, Ro, you
Young
said
Wei
it's the
Koo
Dolphins.
famously missed a field goal against the Dolphins in that year that they had to run 16 straight, and now he's considered one of the best kickers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
So-
the Bucks. They had kicker issues forever.
at some point. But
Yeah, Jason
Yeah,
Sanders.
and the thing about Brandon
Oh my
Staley
God.
is
Fuck
you got to
you
remember
guys.
Brandon Staley, his reputation is as a defensive coach, and that Charger defense is absolute dog shit. It's really bad. So
Jason Sanders might be Duncan Robinson on the Dolphins. They have one job and they can't do it.
That's
and
a
they
good
can't do
one.
that shit.
Bro, 3 games we've lost by 3 or less points. He missed a field goal in each of them. I can't, man.
my
Put
guy
the
got
helmet
paid
on.
and spent some time on the couch.
Yeah, put it on.
He said it's time to do high level cardio.
No, because he's gonna
World
Kai's
class.
gonna be like, oh,
World
but it's a
class.
different holder. Kickers are having a rough year. Bro's
spins
lost
They
They
are
his
having
mind.
a rough year.
I don't care.
Hey, by the way,
Shit.
Michael Pilardi's on a hot streak.
He is on a hot streak.
6
Had a hell
weeks
of
in a
a-
row pinning a punt inside the 5-yard line. 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, too
It's
bad
a
the
high
first few
for the
weeks his
NFL.
average was like 20 yards per
I'm about to
punt.
say, OG, listen, the brand is in shambles, bro. Like that
Yeah.
shit is in the toilet right now.
Bro,
Yeah,
Jason Sanders
you know,
is going to
does
come
not
back
inspire
and gonna
confidence.
do what he does best. All right? And that's bang in field goals.
Jason Sanders is booty cheeks right now.
What?
I agree with Michael Christian.
Nah,
He
that
is.
that ball hit that crossbar, boy.
Oh.
The goal
Allowed
post,
his
it
half
sounded
to
like
Bro,
it was
kickers
almost got
are
that
having a
thing,
bad
boy.
year. What do you
That
want?
doesn't excuse the fact that a guy who was incredibly
Sound-
consistent has
sound
been a
like a
major
12
part of
gauge
why we
went off.
lost 3 close games. He hits the field goal in those 2 games. The Dolphins are sitting at what? What is our record right now? 8-4?
Listen, bro, I can block better than Jesse Davis.
Woo!
At least I have a
Easy.
brain.
Man.
I wouldn't let Tua get killed. I look more like Philip Lindsay with my hair. All right. Jeez.
I have a theory on that. When Kai just said that he could block better than Jesse Davis, I have a theory. You remember when Jesse Davis tried to block AJ Epinesa?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you had put a garbage can in front of AJ Epinesa, would
had
he
to
have
go
gotten
around
to
it.
Tua faster or slower?
slower?
I think so too. I really do.
Jesse
think so.
didn't even get out.
Like
of
you get a
stance
nice
on that shit.
55-gallon garbage can and you fill it up with trash and you put it in front of AJ Epinesa. I think it
Put a
slows
number-
him down a little
Put a
bit.
number 74 jersey on that guy. Oh, that bad. Jason, Josh, you must have saw your competition in here, didn't you? I know you did, Josh. Thank you again for the $5 in New Zealand money.
The way I'm looking at this,
I gotta read this. Don't know. I'm sorry. You know what you walked into? You saw the candles lit. My boy that gave me some more money. Now imagine this: if Herb Blanky was black, the narrative would be he struggles against good defense. Hashtag 52 and no.
Wait, but isn't that the narrative already?
No, they love him.
Michael, we will have none of your shenanigans.
Okay. I'm just saying.
But
I mean, that is kind of actually the narrative, yeah. To be honest,
by my calculation, if we don't go off the air for like the next 68 days, Josh Tito will give us like about $3 or $4 million
in New Zealand money.
So I think that we should stay on here and hey, man, that's
we're gonna ride this stream till it dies.
Like, it's about $600,000 each of us. Like that's pretty good.
OG, all of our wives are not as forgiving. We got to end this soon.
But this man keeps giving us money. Like we're like a stripper on a pole. Like what? We're gonna get off the pole?
You know, I don't know how confident you'd be in me going out there being
if the marks keep throwing us money, you can't get off the pole.
She know how the boy is about finance, OG, so she know I'll be out here for the little change.
Good.
Doing my little dancey dance. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad Kai's had to try to rein us in tonight.
Maybe
You
this
see
guy
how
robbed the
tough it
bank,
is?
and this is how he's laundering his money.
I like this, Mike. This is the thing. I enjoy this. You, however, you don't like it at all. But I think that it operates at a very good pace. It is content. It's great content. And just because, I just wanted to respond to
no
this.
one gives a crap about the brand.
There are good kickers that are having bad years, so fuck you.
Except that one. Well, except the two in our division. Nick Folk fire, and Tyler Bass is good.
And what's crazy is Nick Folk has missed more kicks than he missed last year, which is, but he's killing it. But there's a lot of extra points that are being missed, a lot of field goals that are being missed, and it's in clutch field goals from kickers that have been known to be clutch, who are missing a lot. So look, there's some kickers not having a good year.
Unless they're kicking it against the Dolphins to win.
Who's been having a great year as a kicker is Evan McPherson, Florida Gator. But it is what it is. Anyways,
don't give a shit about that.
No one.
Everyone.
God.
You like the brand? Fuck you, Royal.
I do like the brand. Hammer down.
Exactly, bro.
It's annoying. The only time kickers matters when they F up and miss the kick. Outside of that, do your job.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into the questions for the panel. We have one already, and then we're gonna get into some others, and then we'll round out the show for this. And we'll start with this one just because it's the recent one that we have. What team in the NFL is hands down dominant without a question? Kendall.
The Buccaneers, because Tom Brady sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah,
that's it. There's nothing else to it.
I mean, how can you how can you explain him being that old and that good? It just
he's 12.
He can see defenses that he's not looking at.
But he had his back to the defense and told Fournette in his ear, "Cover two."
That's true.
That's insane.
He's a fucking witch.
Giselle's vagina is like the fountain of youth. Yeah, that's my explanation because this is not supposed to happen. He's too good.
Whoa!
I'll answer the question. All right, Kansas City and Green Bay, they both have superstar quarterbacks, and both of their defenses are playing great. So those two teams, I'm not going to call the season over, but it could be. It looks like those. That's the cream of the crop.
My next question.
Green Bay. True.
My next question is from JMV. Would y'all be more comfortable moving Liam over to left guard instead of left tackle?
Who's going to play left tackle?
I don't honestly. I need
that garbage
new
can
offensive linemen. I need 5 new offensive linemen. I really do. I don't care what position. Bring me 5 talented guys. Bring me 5 talented guys. Fit them wherever they are. Like,
by the way, I had a great moment
at any position.
I had a great moment on Twitter. I was talking about because Tua needs this, he needs that, and some guy said, you know what, Tua really needs what he needs is an offensive line. And some Kansas City Chief fan, I don't know if you guys saw that. He says, how the hell are you gonna go replace 5 offensive linemen in one offseason? And I'm like,
they fucking did it themselves.
Didn't you just do that?
Yeah,
they literally just did that.
That center was rolling the ball to Tuas in that game.
Yeah, that was scary
shit. That was scary shit.
question here, and I know Alf that you've touched on it already. I touched on it last week, but it will take me a long time to go through playoff predictor and do everything and all of the crap. But try to answer the question here and get everyone's opinion. What do we think the Dolphins need to do besides winning out? Is there any chance the Dolphins can enter the playoffs if they don't sweep the rest of their schedule?
Look, it's very simple. They went out, they're in. Okay. They could win 9 games and get in. Problem is that loss, if they win 9 games, they have to lose 1 game, right? They can only lose to New Orleans or the Giants. You can't lose to any AFC team. But nothing matters if New England wins the division. Buffalo has to sack up and kick those guys' asses both times they play them. Buffalo wins the division, it opens up everything for Miami if they win 10 games. It's almost like a lock. If Buffalo wins the division, it's damn near a lock if they win 10 games. Because obviously, if they win 10 games, that means that they beat New England, right? And it really sets up for a showdown game. Miami versus New England winning it. That's how it sets up.
That would be awesome.
But very important. You got to be a Bills fan in those games. Starting on Monday night.
It's going to be so Dolphins to make it to that Patriots game and be in a position to win 1 game to make it to the playoffs.
Like last year?
Stop being scary.
Stinking egg.
Stop being scary. Have some guts.
Have some guts.
Yeah.
What do you think was going to happen last
Kendall.
year? Nah.
Have some guts.
Bitch, you ain't got no guts.
Yeah, hey, I traded Duncan Robinson a month ago. I traded Duncan Robinson after the Pacers.
You mean the long shot pod host?
Man.
Oh, I'm trying to destroy that podcast. I don't know how. Everybody go rate his podcast 1 star and get bad reviews.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson is failing Pat Riley. Pat Riley,
Yes.
Yeah, you know Pat Riley every once in a while on the plane looks over at Spo and goes, "The fuck are we doing?"
Fuck.
The podcast just needs a new intro, bro. Live from Sacramento, it's the Long Shot Podcast. I think that'll be appropriate to get that bitch mind right.
If you want to hear more about this, you can check out the Clutch Corner where Royal and Kendall do feature. And you can also catch out the post-game show where every time the Heat lose, I donate $2 just so Jonathan Ramakan has to put up my comment and Royal Shepard has to read it.
I did make you donate last time. I did make
you didn't
donate
because I was being really insufferable last night.
Yes, you were.
Question for Alf, but I think we should just open it up. And I do want to, again, because Kendall has not been speaking too much, open this up to you. Do you think, Kendall, if Tua can keep up looking pretty good, I would say he's looked in the past few games, obviously. Do you think that the Dolphins will stop taking a look at Deshaun Watson, or do you think that no matter what, Watson will just continue to get looks?
They're going to try to do that regardless, in my opinion. Unless we make the playoffs and he probably wins the playoff game. If that happens, then it might die down. But in my opinion, I think it's over. I think that they really want to make that happen. And could I see?
So you think no matter, you think only a playoff game and a win is what gets him to stay?
Yes.
Okay. We also have someone that made Royal dance. It's not New Zealand money.
No. But
it is other money. JMV is now joining us as well.
Yay.
So we have a full-fledged panel. I'll open this to you, JMV, as well. If Tua keeps this up, Kendall thinks that it has to be a playoff game and a win in the playoff game for them to not go after Watson. Do you think similarly?
Can you repeat the question?
If Tua keeps up his play, do you think that they stop trying to go after Watson?
I would hope so. I would damn hope so. If we make the playoffs, he continues to play how he's playing. He's accurate. He's decisive. He's getting the ball out quick. The offensive line is dog shit. I've seen people say that they've been improving and whatnot. They're definitely not. They're not improving. Liam is ass. He got bailed out by Durham Smythe a few times and Philip Lindsay. Shout out to Philip Lindsay because Myles Gaskin, I haven't seen him block one guy in 3 seasons that he's been here. And Philip Lindsay, I think, blocked like 3 guys in 1 game. But yeah, I would hope so. I would not want to give up 4 first-round picks. Tua's improving. We have a lot of holes to fill, the offensive line in particular. We need, I want to say, at least 1 more receiver next to Waddle. In 1 offseason, I mean. At least 1 more. And a whole new offensive line. Extend Mike Gesicki. Very important. I know Juan thinks, that 3rd-round pick is the the future, and Mike Gesicki is gonna go. Juan?
Yeah, I think they're gonna just play the franchise game with him, but to me, he's looking like he's gonna be petty and try to play it as a wide receiver. And I think the last one who tried to fight that, I think he lost it because it was like based off percentages of who was guarding him. And I think with Gesicki, he gets guarded more with cornerbacks and safeties, where he actually might have a case to be labeled as a wide receiver.
I would make the
Fine.
case, even if we don't make the playoffs, we lose one game. We finished 9-8. I think we go 8-1 in our last 9 games. I would make the case that you still should not even flirt with Deshaun Watson. Allegations aside, I wouldn't even flirt with it. If Tua continues to play how he's playing, obviously I'm a Tua supporter. Not like some weird Alabama people on this fan base, but I do support Tua. I like what I've seen from him. I don't think it's playoffs or bust for him. He just has to continue, trending in the direction he's trending.
And Juan has been replaced. Royal, do the offensive coordinators survive? We're going to try to go quick fire here. Do the offensive coordinators survive?
Question that was for Alf.
Alf has been, dude. Alf
I think,
there's some other questions, okay, but Alf can
on
answer
that one, I'll answer since he asked me. I'll tell him if Tua plays well the rest of the way he's trending up. He's like a stock that's on a serious uptrend.
So
if
not
he
Bitcoin.
finishes the season the way he's playing so far, he's going to end up with some really good numbers, and he's going to make them think twice. And then, have you watched the rest of the league? There's going to be so much competition for Deshaun Watson at the end of the season that it might be just a thing where, like, you know what? They're going to look around and say, you know what? Tua's not that bad. We don't have to trade 5 first-round picks to get Deshaun Watson or whatever it's going to be. We don't have to get into a bidding war. We're fine where we are. And by the way, there's going to be a lot of other quarterbacks. I'm going to be watching Russell Wilson. It looks like Russell Wilson's going to be out there.
He's going to be
Aaron
a future
Rodgers
New
is
York
out there.
Giant.
No, I'm just leaving it alone.
So a lot of options. I think Tua probably sticks if he continues playing well like this.
All right, quick fire time. It's going to be one question per person. Royal, do the offense coordinators survive? Godsey almost had his out with Georgia Tech.
A quick answer: one of them makes it to next year.
Which one do you think it is?
Gotcha.
Okay, Mike, are you a proponent of reducing the pass interference from a spot foul to 15 yards?
No.
Why?
You mug him in the end zone. You can't just
This
give him
ain't
15
college.
yards.
It ain't
Like
sweet
you
out here.
gotta play it.
Question.
You gotta play it. I think they were on the right path with reviewing pass interference, though, if they had made the calls correctly, but they never made the calls correctly, so they had to get rid of it. It's just busted as
actually a
is,
question.
but better about spot foul than 15 yards.
There was actually a question about that, and I do want to open it up to everybody, and maybe not a quick fire question, just because we might be able to just round off with this. Did the Raiders-Cowboys game convince you the game is rigged? Now, I don't want to specifically kind of talk about that, but in terms of just the 28 flags that we saw being thrown on the field, do we believe that the NFL has to just say, all right, fuck it, we need full-time referees, enough of this part-time shit, and clean shit up? Or do we think that maybe not the ego, but the wanting to side with the refs no matter what is just going to continue? And I will start with you, Alf.
Yeah, the problem with that is, and I saw that game. Okay, there was a lot of bad calls, but the bad calls were really helping the Raiders. You would think it will help the Cowboys, who's they're a media darling, they're an NFL darling. You want them in the
Dallas.
In Dallas, you want them in the playoffs, right? I think the problem comes with all the contact teams have with officials. Teams constantly bitch. They send video, and they start trying to put together what they want from that refereeing crew the following week.
That's why we got 3
All those
offensive pass
PIs
interference.
versus
And I
Jets.
think this is a case where it went bad. Okay, I think the Raiders probably sent a bunch of tape to the league, to the officials, saying, "Look," which is true. Anthony Brown and Trevon Diggs, they're grabby. Okay, and then the Cowboys probably said, "You know what? These guys," and it's probably true. Trevon Mullen and especially Jonathan Abrams, who he might fuck us out of a playoff spot, by the way, because he did pass interfere with Will Fuller in the end zone. So I think it was one of those cases where that's what happened. Both teams, they crossed each other, and then you had that clusterfuck of a Thanksgiving game.
Anyone else want to comment on the refs, or do we think that that's just? I mean, it's been bad. It's just been fucking.
I just think
horrible.
that the NFL just never gave a fuck. Like they had literally replacement refs out there at one point, literally fucking up a game Monday night. So it's like,
sorry, you mentioned the Raiders game, and that's just what I thought of.
If the NFL doesn't give a fuck, why should I?
Also, I mean, name a league where people are happy with the officials. Like, there's not.
No, but it was worse when they were striking, and it was just the replacements.
That game was unwatchable, bro.
Like that Green Bay Seattle game, I think it was just
the interception that never was.
At the end, it was just.
Oh no, it was an interception.
Do you guys watch a lot of college football? Do you guys watch a lot of college football?
From time to time.
They're worse than that level. They're absolutely awful. So it's not getting better anytime soon. They got to make them full time. That's the only way you're going to make them better.
I will say, I think a lot of people say the NFL is rigged as a whole, like the organization of the NFL. I don't think the NFL is rigged. I think referees are human, and I think some of them, obviously, side with money or whatever the case may be, and it is what it is. I don't want to say I believe it or I don't believe it, but there are human beings, and not everybody has the greatest intentions for the game, and etc.
When the Dolphins lose, it's because of the refs, and when they win, the refs are fine. That's all it is. That's all it is.
You only use PFF when it suits your
Juan knows that's exactly what Juan does. He loves PFF grades when they show his guys are good.
When you want to prove a point.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that the lead editor for Pro Football Focus today said that the Dolphins RPO system might help the offense, so we're not sure if it helps the quarterback.
I sent a comment when I was watching the show. I made a comment of that so that you can see it.
As far as the quarterback.
It helps the offense, but he's not sure what it does for the quarterback.
I mean, let's be honest. Look, if you take out every touchdown that Justin Herbert has thrown, he's a bad quarterback. He's a bad quarterback. He has 0 touchdowns. He has 0 touchdowns.
Every throw that Tua has thrown with his left hand, is he even a good quarterback?
Booty cheeks.
Well, he would be 1 for 1. He did complete that one pass with his right hand to Gesicki. Remember?
You're right.
No. Only take the games where Tua didn't play. Right? Tua's not out there at all. He's a terrible quarterback. He's awful.
Like I don't know what that guy was going for.
I don't think he himself knew where he was going with that.
And I like that. And that other guy, his buddy, Steven Ruiz or whatever the fuck, God. He was like, so you mean to tell me that if you take away RPOs, you take away slants, you take away this, you take away the other thing, then he's not very good? And I'm like, yes, buddy. That's exactly what he's saying. Okay.
If Tua never existed, he'd be a bad quarterback. He was never born.
Legitimately, this time around, we want to thank you guys for joining us throughout this hour and almost a half here as we round out with these last 2 minutes as I'm trying to get us out at exactly an hour and a half. I'll start with you, Kendall, and I'm legitimately asking. I'm not going to cut anyone off.
Be quick. Don't cut. Like he's going to cut you
off.
Royal,
I seriously want to end. I want to end at an hour 30.
Yeah.
I want to end at an hour 30. Legitimately, Kendall, and then I'll go to JMV, then Royal, and then we'll go whatever. Do you have any final words on the show from anything that we talked about today?
Fuck Justin Herbert.
JMV, do you have anything to say?
Hey, I just want to say Juan said that when Justin Herbert, when the Chargers win, Justin Herbert has to ball out. I vividly remember week 1, him throwing 2 red zone interceptions, completely fucking up the game, and the defense saving his ass against the Washington football team, the no-name team. Just want to point that out there.
Royal, final words.
Nope.
Mike, final words.
I want to hear predictions. Bengals.
No, hey. No, I'm ending at an hour 30. Al, what do you? No, Royal. Royal, stop.
My hands up, bro. That's Mike. Look at Mike. Look how Mike said. Why you ain't blaming Mike?
Stop. I'm being for real, bro.
I got the Bengals.
Al, you said predictions. Bengals,
Armageddon game. Who wins?
I have Bengals as well.
The Chargers are going to beat them 56-3.
Nah, we should all be Bengals fans for that game. We need it.
Such an ass,
Kendall.
bro.
100% it's Kendall.
You blame the black man on
Last
that?
game,
Of course, Mike.
Robert Lewandowski was robbed.
No, don't.